Just to get it out of the way, Noel is a niece of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Remind me, the former president is brother to
He's my dad's brother. Yes.
your dad. Okay, and of course, Noel is a first cousin of Vice President Sara Duterte, who is in the news the past how many days, and we're going to be talking about that. So Noel is somewhere working as in the psychiatric field.
Mhm.
It's a very interesting profession, I must say, given how things are right now, both in the Philippines and in other countries. So I decided to invite Noel for this episode because I spoke with her back in 2021 on Twitter Spaces. God bless that website. And this was still Duterte's time, her uncle's time, and we're talking about all sorts of related stuff like the extrajudicial killings, the drug war, the Davao. And for this episode, I reached out to Noel because I was curious about kung ano yung iniisip niya ngayon about these things, with all these things happening with his uncle, with his cousin, with the Duterte family. And but before we go into all of that, I mean, in general, since the last time we spoke, Noel, how has it been for you in terms of your
Mm,
work, disposition?
So, since the last time, as you know, 2022, we have the elections in the Philippines, and a new administration is now in charge. And to say it's disheartening is an understatement. Um, I admit I got very, very sad after May 2022, and it lasted for several months. But, life goes on, so we have to deal with what is. So it's kind of back to from on my end, monitoring and kind of just watching what are they doing? Are they doing what they're supposed to do? Not doing what they're supposed to be not doing? And so far, based on my observations, it's as I expected. I expected Marcos Jr. to be how he is. I expected the Vice President, Sarah, to be how she is right now. So I don't want to say I told you so, but
Yeah, you did.
we
Uh,
did.
yeah, you did. Yeah, yeah, and thank you for that. We follow each other on Facebook. We're friends on Facebook, and I have to say though, the post you post on stuff that delineates a very clear moral and ethical line about issues. It's not just a Duterte issue in the Philippines, but also even more recently, the issue in Palestine.
Mhm.
Uh, you have been very, very consistent, very, very strong, opinionated about these things, and that's, I guess, what people admire you for, and certainly me. It's that's why often I reshare your posts because they really are, they can be quite uh, eye-opening. You do these things, particularly in the Philippines. Do you do this because it's your character, or you do this because you're a Duterte and you have this compulsion to follow what's happening in the Philippines because you don't know, you never know what your what your family, your relatives are gonna do.
Mhm. Um, I started out of guilt because I
Oh,
felt so very guilty that I buried my head in the sand for a very long time. I just wanted to avoid it, run away. I don't want to deal with it. And I feel like it's not my fault. I feel like I contributed to it,
hmm
just like many people in Davao contributed to this. So I'm trying to, what's the word? Atone, I guess.
hmm
It's my form of atonement.
But where is that guilt actually coming from? I mean, apart from the fact that you're related to the former president and to the current vice president, I mean, and I can see how that may, engender some negative feelings in you. But I mean, I don't imagine you before all of this to be a DDS, human rights, tawag ito, walang respeto sa human rights ng individual, right? I mean,
You broke up a little bit, so tell
and
me.
yeah, before, where is that guilt coming from? Guilt, quote unquote. I mean, I don't imagine you as somebody na before all of this, before your uncle happened, parang walang pakialam sa human rights.
I avoided anything political, basically, most of my
Uh,
life, because it was around me all the time. And so I would hear it, I would listen to it, and it's like I don't want anything to do with this.
okay.
Um, and I feel guilty because someone in my family, someone I know, it could be, it's, I guess it's stronger because it's someone who carries my name, um, but also someone I'm related to doing things that's hurting people.
Mhm.
You don't want your family member to be committing crimes, right? You don't
Of
want
course.
to you don't want to be related to someone who murdered somebody or who is a perpetual thief or who, like some people don't even want to be related to people doing drugs.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of shame and guilt. Like I felt really bad
Yeah.
that I did not, I guess, do my part early on, and so I feel like I need to make up for it. Yeah, I was looking away on purpose. I
Okay.
knew, everybody knew, I knew, but I did not want to look.
That's hard
Documented
to.
lahat ng threats sa akin, sa Office of the Vice President personnel, and even sa aking family. So, um, gusto kasi mag-Vice President ni Martin Romualdez. At hindi niya alam, ayaw ng mga congressman at ng mga senador na mag-Vice President si Martin Romualdez. At hindi niya alam na ayaw ng taong bayan mag-President si Martin Romualdez. Unfortunately, hindi maintindihan yon ni Martin Romualdez.